Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Grad Centric Podcast. I'm recording this here in the Midwest, and if you're in the Midwest or anywhere in the United States right now, I hope that you're keeping warm and safe in these winter conditions. It's pretty crazy out there right now. With this episode, we're really going to transition to a new topic, which is student loan planning. There's lots of students or former students that are struggling with just a lot of debt, whether it be from a professional program or a graduate program or even many undergraduate programs in today's day and age. If you're living on campus or north of $100,000, well, that's a lot of student loan debt to take out to make sure that you're able to get the education that you want. So for those individuals who are struggling with that type of debt, and in particular, we're going to talk about federal student loan debt today. There are some great incentive programs out there that the government has put in place due to COVID to make sure that individuals can function in this economy and get back to the place where we're normal, at least in terms of economics. Some of those programs are really powerful, and I've recently went through a frequently asked questions section of the website for the Department of Education that addresses some of these great initiatives that came from executive action or the CARES Act. So we're gonna look at those today in this episode, and I've really distilled it down to 3 initiatives that I think you should know if you have federal student loan debt. So number 1 is suspended payments and 0% interest. So there was a temporary suspension of payments and interest for federal student loans. And if you've logged into your student loan portal recently, you probably already know that this is going on. I wanted to bring to your attention, though, that this 0% interest and these payment deferrals or the payment suspensions is a great planning opportunity. So if it's your goal to pay down your student loans as quickly as possible, you should know that the full amount of your payments during this time will go towards principal, paying down loan principal. So if you want to pay down your loans quickly, this is a really fantastic opportunity to start paying on your loans in a way that you're not having to worry about paying towards principal and interest. You're paying towards principal only during this time. So that's number 1, suspended payments, suspended interest or 0% interest, great opportunity there. Number 2 is that 0% interest is also for those that are currently in school. And granted, all of what I'm talking about here is for loans that qualify, so keep that in mind. You want to make sure that all this is applicable to you. And I will also pause here just to say I've written a blog on my website, gradmetrics.com, that goes into further detail on each of these 3 initiatives. It also links to that frequently asked questions document that I was telling you about previously, and that's something that you'll really want to dig into to make sure that you're falling under the parameters of what I'm talking about today, just to make sure that all this is applicable to you. But number 2, 0% interest for those that are currently in school. So I will do a podcast on different types of federal student loans. So there are subsidized loans, direct subsidized loans, direct unsubsidized loans, and then parent plus loans. For each of those 3 loans, when it comes to direct unsubsidized loans, that means that the government's not paying for your interest while you're in school. That interest starts to accrue when you take out the loan. Well, for those loans in particular, interest has been suspended as well at 0%. So that creates a great opportunity for current students and families that are supporting a current student, that the overall cost of college is going to go down because that interest rate has been lowered to 0. So another great opportunity there. That's number 2. Number 3 is those suspended payments that we've been talking about in number 1 still qualify or count towards public service loan forgiveness, and also income-driven repayment plans or IDR plans. That's incredible. When I read this, I was happy, also a little bit shocked. Because if you think about it, you're not making payments, yet those payments are still counting towards these great programs offered by the government. This may not apply to you if you're not in an income-driven repayment plan or if you're not trying to get public service loan forgiveness, But the fact that these payments are still qualifying is pretty incredible and a great benefit during this time of COVID-19. If you have any questions across any of the episodes that we're doing, but especially this one, or if you want a student loan analysis, it would be a great time to reach out to us. Feel free to email me at jason@gradmetrics.com. We can talk about your specific situation. And again, visit my blog so you can get a little more information at gradmetrics.com, or check out that frequently asked questions section so that you can get a little more detail on each of these 3 programs. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you on the next episode.